Hi, I'm Dr. Pamela Morris. I'm a preventive cardiologist at the Medical University of South Carolina in Charleston.
Hi, I'm Bob Eckel. I'm a professor of medicine emeritus from the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus, just east of Denver. And also, I've had the privilege of being co-chair now of the Cardiometabolic Health Congress for 17 years. Christie?
I'm Christie Ballantyne, also a preventive cardiologist from Houston, Texas. And Bob, Cardiometabolic Congress, people sometimes say is who should come and why should it come? What would you get out of it? And so how do we respond to that, Pam and Bob? I mean, in terms of who should come and why would you come? What do you get out of the conference?
It's almost getting to the point of who shouldn't come, right? I mean, this conference is so broadly based and really is an integration of various areas of science and medicine that merged into evidence to make decisions in your clinic. So the concept here is you relate to the cardiorenal metabolic patient. Now that we should include the liver and maybe the brain in all this, you got a patient who's complex that has interactions between all these organ systems that really relates to this conference. And I think one of the take-home messages, and we've always promoted this, is your practice should change on Monday based on hearing up-to-date evidence from thought leaders in the field. Pam?
Well, I think from the very first time I ever attended a cardiometabolic health congress, I came on my own. And every year thereafter, I brought my team. My entire care team, because it is relevant. It's one of my most favorite things is how multidisciplinary, and that's across clinician fields in terms of GI, liver, et cetera, but really across care disciplines as well.
And I should mention I'm an endocrinologist too, right?
Yeah.
With you cardiologists over here. But I've always said in my practice I cross-dress as a preventive cardiologist because my clinic's been in the heart center.
So and basically I do lipids, atherosclerosis, and now I'm involved with obesity. So people say, well, aren't you our new head of endocrinology is like, shouldn't you be more of an endocrinology person than a cardiology person? So yeah, I think this, you're exactly right, is that to me, it's always been great because when we see a patient, and, let's face it, with what's happened in our society, the biggest healthcare threat is basically what's being driven in terms of obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, which unfortunately ends up causing kidney disease, liver disease, and, Bob, this issue of cognitive decline and dementia. I mean, we've looked at this in, the ERIC study, and the biggest single factor we saw in middle age for cognitive decline in old age was number 1, diabetes, number 2, hypertension, and then number 3, hyperlipidemia, along with E4. So it's so relevant to basically our patient care, and it's the other thing is the whole team.
Well, it's also important that we interact with our colleagues. I do not personally have time to not only follow the lipidology literature, the preventive cardiology literature. I cannot follow all of the diabetes literature. I do not have time to follow the literature on NASH and chronic kidney disease. And at the Cardiometabolic Health Congress, all of these experts are together in one place, and it really elevates my practice.
When people ask me what I do, I say I'm a utility player. That means I don't play any position very well. But if you're, losing 10-0 in the top of the ninth and they need a right fielder or a shortstop, my baseball analogy. Anyway, but we are all utility players nowadays. But I think this breadth of interaction is really what the Cardiometabolic Health Congress emphasizes.
So it's really just a tremendous conference, and it can be for all types of healthcare providers, not just physicians, but we know nurse practitioners, PAs, dietitian, nutritionists, diabetes educators. I mean, it's a wonderful conference in regards to getting more knowledge, which ultimately also helps us to give better patient care. And the other feature about it is sometimes when we have these really big meetings, it's so hard running back and forth, but you actually get to see people, talk to people, and it's a chance to meet other people and connect and network, but it's also just a fun social conference too.
Yeah, the meeting size is such that the interaction is very possible with the audience, and in the sessions themselves or after the sessions, it works really well.
We also have not mentioned location. which is always a great part of the fun. So
if you haven't come before, we encourage you to join us at one of our conferences. And certainly if you've come before, please come back, because we have so many people who come every year to the meeting.